Episode 149.
Ooh.
Oh, we're back. It's a new year.
New me.
You gotta blew the speakers out on that one.
Yeah.
I was excited. I'm excited for the new year. I'm excited for a
2022.
reset. I'm excited for 149.
How many
right.
different years does submersion exist in? 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22?
Oh, we actually started recording in 17. We released
Really?
we released in 18.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 17,
So, I mean,
18, 19, 20.
Yeah, our
21.
4-year birthday is November of 2021. That's when it all started. And then I sent it to Bram. I said, "Hey, we're doing this thing." He's like, "You need some help. I'm going to hop on." I was like, "All right, whatever."
And he hopped on
I was your
for
Sean Parker.
Black Sea, I think.
Disaster.
first
Black
ones.
water.
Disaster.
Black Water. There we go.
No, it's Black Sea.
Was it
Black
Black Sea?
Yeah, I think it's Black
What's Black
is it?
Water?
That's the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And
There's just too many.
Been going for too many years. It's like how I've hit a point with. Do you guys know I had a website? I have a website. It's called badmovietwins.com.
Yeah.
That's
No.
badmovietwins.com. But it's been going. So we've been doing BMT since 2011, right? So 11 years or something. And legitimately, every time we're talking about like what movie to do the next week, I have to stop and be like, have I watched that movie? Have I watched like this? I've done it like 5 times this week where I'm like, have I seen that movie? Have I seen Yours, Mine, and Ours? I don't understand. Have I not seen this movie before? And the answer is I have, just not that exact movie. I've seen a movie just like it, named something else. So
What's your iconic Lily Sobieski and
Here on
Kevin
Earth.
Kline? Here on Earth. There we go.
Kevin Kline. That'd be an amazing movie. Lily Sobieski and Kevin Kline.
What was
Chris
that
Klein.
guy's name? Chris Klein.
Chris Klein. Kevin Kline's much older than that.
He could play the professor or something.
That'd be awesome. Now,
Here on
Jamie,
Earth.
when you just hopped on, you said "New Year, New Me." Did you go through any big changes?
Puberty, obviously.
I thought your voice
recent
sounded
event.
deeper.
Yeah.
Shows. Look at that little
Sure.
pencil
He's got a
mustache
little hair on his chin
Mhm.
sticking right out there.
No, I mean, I don't know. Just a new year, new me, all kinds of resolutions. Me and you are doing a marathon. That's kind of a big deal.
We are
right.
That will be
That's like a new
hell
new
of
you and a new
thing.
me.
Yeah. We got 6 months, buddy.
I know. I'm prepared. I could run it tomorrow. How about you?
I know you could. I would probably have worse results than that one race you and I did together. So
Right.
can't do that.
No, I don't have.
Shout out,
Not too many big plans. Not too many big plans for 2022, other than changing my entire life around. You know,
Interesting. Well, yeah, you do have that going on.
I got. I mean, it's 2022 will be a very major year for me, just in general.
Wow. I hope so for me too, and for all of us. Really, I mean, you're at Mackey's Studios. Because shout out to Brambeard Gaming, friends of the show. In 2022, I think like this week they're going to be playing Gloomhaven with the creator of Gloomhaven.
They've been doing that a little bit. Like I don't know how they got in contact with him, but that's
badass.
It is cool.
When are we going to do something relevant? And
Well, we had that one time, and that one director asked if he could maybe be on the podcast, but then I think he listened to the podcast.
Yeah,
I kind of
didn't go
vacillate
great.
back and forth with that was real, and then was it just Alex or someone like that?
Dude, or Alex.
Alex just swore up and down it wasn't him.
Dude, I have no idea. It could have been. It could have been him, but well, there's the sub VR games and all that stuff. We could always definitely look at that. I've tried reaching out before, but then maybe they said, now's not the time. Maybe now is the time. Maybe now we got to talk to him. But
Let's do that. Let's play Iron Wolf VR in
we
2022.
should. We could all play it.
Yeah.
We should all stream that together.
There's nothing
Trying
holding us
to
back.
run
Now.
the
Jamie's got the
sub.
VR rig, right?
He does.
Well, I got it all rigged up. I'm one of the best it's ever been.
Yeah.
Let's
I
do
mean,
it.
that's not a lie. I have already undergone big changes in 2022. We're 4 days in to the year. There is an older version of myself, a version that I used to be, that I once was before something happened, and then now there is the version that is me. And the event that changed my life was I finally watched Cobra.
Yes, that's right. I got that for Christmas/birthday.
You
not
did.
to spoil. No, I'm not going to tell when your birthday is, so people can't steal your identity and all that. But
Yeah.
as a combination, I realized I kind of missed your birthday, and so at the end of the year, combination both.
It's okay.
Got you Cobra, Blu-ray, collector's edition. So all kinds of stuff. It's got featurettes. It's got commentary by the director. It's got all kinds of stuff.
It's got like the TV ad commercial. Like, oh yeah,
right. It's got a trailer. It's got all kinds of stuff. Anyways, it's amazing. It came in the mail. I almost got it for myself and said I lost it because it was so amazing. I watched Cobra, right when it came in the mail, and I popped it right in. I was checking the quality. That's what I was doing for you, Kyle. And it was amazing. And so what was your experience like watching it?
At first, I was like, what the hell is this? And then, when it opens up and the guys are like banging the axes,
it's all kinds of axe banging.
Like, what the hell? And then it just kicks into this just awesome 80s action movie with some great music. All of a sudden, there's like a music video in the movie, like twice. That happens twice.
Yeah, the weird robot one is at one point.
And then Stallone is just constantly hounding that dude about what he's eating.
Oh yeah, I mean that's classic Stallone. Have you ever seen Over the Top?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Many
times. He's always making fun of his kid about what he's eating. Like it is that era of Stallone. He clearly was very into his body and like eating healthy and doing all kinds of stuff. So every movie he's like ad-libbing, being like, "Why are you eating that shit? Why are you eating that stuff? Oh, that stuff's gonna kill you."
And then just like when he comes out and he's got these like just sick Ray-Bans on, and he's like,
"Oh man,
I am the cure." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, dude, let's go, Stallone."
And the one thing is that every time you watch it, you're gonna find something new. Like, did you notice the scene? First of all, you obviously noticed it was a secret Christmas movie, right?
Right away.
A great example. But did you notice the scene where he comes back to his apartment? He like messes with those kids after he gets out of his car, but he goes up to his apartment. He's watching TV. It's like a Toys R Us ad or on TV or whatever. But he cuts the pizza with a pair of scissors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like he gets pizza and then he cuts it with a pair of scissors.
There's weird stuff in there.
Yeah, but and there's no reason why other than Stallone must have been like, this is my character. I cut pizza with scissors.
Dude, his character was doing weird stuff, man. And I wasn't upset about it either.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, that is a hell of a movie.
Well, welcome to Cobra Cast.
Yeah. No, it's inspired one of my rounds of movie trivia that I'll do, which will just be all 80s action. Just
oh yeah, for sure. You got to do that kind of stuff. 80s, 90s action. 90s is the best. It gets really, really bad by the 90s. All that stuff. Anyways, Bram, any big changes for you in the new year, Bram?
I don't think so. I'm gonna be a liquor drinker now. I'm gonna try to drink this Crown Apple Ale if I can open the bottle.
I'm picking up the bottle.
But I can't get it. Oh my god, it's not on camera.
Why can't you get
for the
it?
stream. Yeah, my
That's
fingers
so
aren't
small.
enough. So I have to rest my fingers, and I'm going to try again later.
Did you just recently wash your hands? Are they soapy?
No.
Did you put
this?
Lotion
Is just
on them?
it is like sealed. It is sonically sealed.
Well,
so I'm going to be drinking some Fireball instead.
God, you're drinking Fireball? Whew.
It wasn't my plan A. I told you my plan A, Crown Apple right here.
Wow. Now, is your Fireball in a little tiny,
not a sponsor,
Lego-sized bottle as well? What's going on here?
You tell me.
Oh, not a sponsor either.
You already drank it.
I've got it in a shot glass. I got to start small, guys. This is a big undertaking for me. This is not something I do. This is my New Year's resolution.
It's to drink later.
And here we go.
If you're listening at home, how was it?
There we go. I completed my New Year's resolution.
And it
was pretty good. I've been drinking sake. I got a sake gift set. And now I'm a sake guy as well.
Now, if you can't see him, he just took that straight, no chaser. So he's passing the vibe check, as the kids would say nowadays.
He means
I could drink this straight. It's pretty good.
He's like, look here, man. I've got it. All right. Anyways, we've been talking about Cobra. Awesome. Jamie losing his mind. Can't remember what movies he's watching. Bram has a New Year's resolution to drink more liquor. There we go.
I was reading about it. It's something that's like, it's an actual thing. It's called alcoholism or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
It's one of those isms.
Yeah, I think there's like a lot of organizations surrounding.
I'm going to do more research. I'll get back with you on it.
Yeah, we're going to see how that goes. But in the meantime, we might want to just dive this sub.
Dive.
What began as an innocent conversation among friends would soon spiral out of control and later be referred to by future generations as the eighth wonder of the modern world. Mac East Studios takes you on the journey of your lifetime as your captains, the artist formerly known as Brom, Jamie the Ointment, Kyle El Capitan, and the Gruesome Twosome present Submersion. Okay.
Newsflash, I rested my fingers and I've successfully opened the Crown Apple, boys.
Nice.
New Year's miracle.
Newsflash, Kyle, I actually didn't even jump into this when you mentioned it, but you said you were going to do 80s action as part of your next trivia.
As part
Tango
of
and
trivia.
Cash?
Yeah. I saw
Tango
that was
and
on.
Cash?
I'll do Tango and Cash.
Do it. Tango, Cash, and Cobra. I'm in, and I'll win.
Just be all Stallone. Just Stallone 80s action trivia.
Oh, there's some great ones in there. Doesn't have to be 80s. Cliffhanger. Have you seen The Specialist?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
All right, maybe it's just going to turn into Stallone trivia for $5.
I would be very into that.
Okay. Anyways, that's
Stallone
outside
not
of
in
what
what we
we've got
watch.
going on. Yeah. No, he's not in this. Not even close to being in this. Now, this is new to us. What we're about to tell. The show. The show's new to us. Got released in the UK first, and then right before Christmas, boom, they dropped it like an atom bomb on the United States.
Not just on the United States, on the most popular streaming platform in the United States. Right, Kyle?
Sure, yeah. We can get into that in a minute. Brom, he's liquored up. What did we watch?
We watched BBC's Vigil. Vigil, my bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
BBC's Vigil, streaming in the United States on Peacock.
Not just Peacock. Peacock Premium.
Peacock
Maybe.
Premium. You can watch the first episode for free. Like
those
I did.
bastards.
Sure.
Those bastards. They tease you. They say, "Hey, here's the first episode. Dangle it in front of you," and they say, "Oh, if you're hooked, you're gonna have to pay $5, and then you better remember to cancel this in a month."
Right. I already used my free trial with that. I think I was watching football with it. I want to say I watched. I maybe watch some Browns, maybe some Packers.
Something. But,
so I could only watch the first episode, unfortunately, this time.
And I remember previously MacGruber came out on Peacock Premium and they dangled that one episode, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna watch the one episode because I know if I watch one episode of this, I'm gonna have to buy Peacock Premium, and I'm not gonna do it. So then when Kyle got Peacock Premium for this, you better believe I'm watching MacGruber now.
Yeah. Jamie is. Well, I don't even think we can admit that. It's got to be a crime in some state. We're not doing anything.
Fan?
Yeah, being a MacGruber fan.
Wait, so there's a MacGruber TV show now?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to check that guy out.
Is it with Will Arnett?
Will Arnett? No.
Not Will
Forte.
Arnett. Will Forte. Will Forte.
Yeah. Will Forte. Will Forte, Christian Wiig, Ryan Phillippe.
Damn, this is new.
Yeah. It came out. Just came out.
How'd I miss that?
Welcome to Peacock Premium Cast.
Stupid.
We're promoting all. Hey, we're open to being sponsored by Peacock Premium.
Yeah, if they want to come in here and say yes, after I've called them stupid a few times, I'm sure they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you just gotta censor that, and then you're good."
We will become the official Peacock Premium podcast if they want us to be. That'd be called the Peacock Premium Podcast, Triple P.
Yeah,
and we will just promote whatever they have on Peacock Premium. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I actually did not hate that movie, MacGruber.
No, I liked it, and the show is very good if you like MacGruber. If you don't like MacGruber, you probably won't like the show.
Anyways, we did not watch MacGruber. We did watch Vigil, and has a cast that you may not know the names. They are big over across the pond.
Got a
but here in
nice
the
graphic
States,
for you.
we have a beautiful graphic if you are watching. But if you are not, we have Paterson Joseph. Oh my gosh. Paterson Joseph as our captain. Adam James is the XO. Shaun Evans as the coxswain. Daniel Portman as one of the crew members. You might know him from Game of Thrones as Podrick. Anjli Mohindra as the medic. Stephen Dillane as the brass back home. You may know him as Stannis Baratheon from Game of Thrones.
Stannis the Manus.
Yep. And Rose Leslie as one of our detectives. You may also know her from Game of Thrones as Jon Snow's love interest, Ygritte from North of the Wall. And then lastly, but not least, Suranne Jones is our main character. So, a lot of Game of Thrones cast in here. I didn't know there was going to be such a reunion when I popped this on, but
yeah, it's funny in the trivia, and I may as well spoil the only piece of trivia I found kind of amusing is they said, "Oh, these 4 people worked on Game of Thrones together and all appear in the show." And I was like, 4? What? I only remember the 3.
yeah.
And then when you look, there's a random guy in one episode of this show who has a name, I guess, so he must have a speaking part, but he was like a Tully Bannerman in one episode of Game of Thrones. Okay. And it's like, okay. Sure. I'm sure they were really palling around, reminiscing on their days on Game of Thrones.
Remember that day you got paid $150 to dress up? Like, oh yeah, sweet stuff. So, yeah, there are 3 major players, and then the Bannerman. Sorry, what were you saying, Bron?
I took a Facebook quiz this evening before I hopped on the podcast, and just to loop you guys in, the name of my vagina is Vigil.
Wow.
Very nice.
Wow.
It was the name of your vagina, for anyone out there, is the last program you watched or show you watched.
MacGruber.
So. MacGruber, nice. That sounds cute. That's a cute name.
Mine's Cobra.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
That's badass.
Anyways, so there's 6 episodes total of this, but we're only going to be recapping the first one, right?
We will. And then, this is a 6-part miniseries, limited series, whatever you want to refer to it as at this moment. Some people, looks like online, are clamoring for a 2nd season, but after I have watched the whole thing, you have watched close to half.
About half, yeah.
Brahma's watched an episode, the pilot. We'll just kind of take it from there.
All right.
Should we get into it?
Take her away.
I think we've done enough of not getting into it that we probably should get into it at this point.
All right. I'm going to try to do this quick, but we open, and there's a trawler actually kind of going along. You're like, wait, I thought this was about a submarine. Why are we on top of the water? And anyways, they're kind of throw a net into the water and like, uh-oh, because yes, they definitely get dragged into the ocean and totally destroyed. Camera pans down. And we see a submarine. Like, holy, Vigil destroyed that trawler? No, because the sonar man's sitting there and he's like, something's going on with that trawler up there. Something crazy just happened. And he's like, we got to go up and get the survivors, right, Captain? And the captain's like, hell no, because clearly what happened is that the trawler was hit by another submarine that was following behind them, probably a Russian submarine, and it has the ability to totally not be seen by the British submarine, which is supposed to be like the major line of defense. And so they're really freaked out. And they're like, we're obviously not going up to the top, because if we go to the top, even for survivors, we will give it away for this Russian situation. And so the guy freaks out, and this is Craig Burke. He freaks out. He's like, what are you talking about? And they, send him to his quarters for insubordination. And then later, pretty quickly thereafter, we see that there's medics running to his room and stuff like that. Someone's calling, and he's dead. He's died. They do some CPR. They try to revive him, but he has died. And so because there was a death on the submarine, and it is fairly suspicious. It happened with as a suspected drug overdose. The Scottish police are forced to be involved, even though the Navy does not want them involved at all. Scottish police have to come in and investigate. And so in comes our main character.
It was in British waters, you said, right?
Well, that's right. It wasn't in international waters. It was still close enough to shore to require that the Scottish police go on there. And so our main character, Amy Silva, is requested by the police. Okay, you're going to be the one that goes on there. It's a 3-day thing. Are you okay with going in the submarine? She's like, I'm fine with going on the submarine. She gets her friend. I'm forgetting her name. That was the girl from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Rose Leslie, but I can't remember her character's name at the moment.
Yeah, to be involved as well. And so like we have a good rapport. Have her be the one that communicates directly with me. I don't think I got a full picture of their relationship from the first couple episodes. I'm not sure if there's more clarity to that, other than the fact that that they're good friends and have a good rapport, and clearly close enough.
I thought they were intimate.
I thought so too. It was hard to tell though, because obviously there's a backstory to the main character that comes up in the next few episodes.
That continues on throughout.
Even in the first episode, it alludes to the main character Silva's husband and daughter dying in a
the husband
accident.
Yeah, the husband. Well, not even husband. Her boyfriend essentially dies in a car accident.
Looks like she had a daughter in the car too.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It's for me from the first couple episodes. It's a little hard to think. This first episode was probably the strongest of the first 3 in terms of alluding to the fact that Longacre and Silva were involved as well probably after the event or whatever. And so anyways, a good rapport. There seems to be whatever. She's brought on and off she goes. She's dropped into the submarine. She wants the body to be transported off the submarine as well. But because of rough seas, that can't happen. And she's kind of annoyed by that. And it even comes to find out that they were never going to do that anyways. They don't want to go to the surface for very long because of detection. So they were never going to have this body leave the submarine. And there are also no plans to not be on patrol. Basically, they're out for so long. There's only, they claim in this, there's only 2 of this Vanguard type submarine. And so when one's out, the other one's on leave, and so you can never really screw that kind of system up. So they have to finish their patrol. And so she's out there and she starts to do some investigation. The XO is like a total dick and it's basically like, I'm not going to talk to this lady. But the captain puts her with the coxswain, right? The cob.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. That seems to be the term, or at least what we've seen in movies, they would refer to as the
cob.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's like, okay, you'll go with him because he's a nicer guy. Basically, the XO is like a giant dick face. There's also a bunch of allusions here to the fact that Vigil has had a lot of problems. And so anyways, I can't remember totally what is restricted to this first episode. Longacre goes and does an investigation on the base. She starts to find a couple things. One is that there's like kind of a local girl who is part of like protests against the naval yard and kind of all the money that's spent on this on the Navy in comparison to other things.
Having the nuclear missiles,
right?
That program stuff parked offshore, and having it in general. And I guess that is a source of contention, actually. If you
so Longacre sees her coming kind of out of the place and basically finds out that she was involved with the guy who died, Burke. And so kind of interested in which,
didn't piece that together.
And kind of interested in so kind of interested in what why she was interested or what she was looking for in his room. She searches the room and finds a disc, basically, or like a drive, flash drive.
MacGuffin.
It's not a MacGuffin. We eventually find out the power of the MacGuffin.
Just teasing.
It's not a MacGuffin. She finds that and kind of hides it. So it is something. A flash drive, and it's So that's I think at the end of the episode, that's kind of the end of that episode. Is a couple of things. One is that she has this drive that she doesn't totally know. There's there's a video of Burke kind of saying that there's something nefarious going on, and so she has to investigate that. At the same time, Silva's on the boat. She's getting a lot of kind of feedback from the people like she's already suspicious that it's not a that it might be a murder because it doesn't really look like a drug overdose. So it's like not really drugs in the thing. He didn't seem like a drug addict, and also like it almost seems like a cover up that someone put the drugs on the guy. And she also found there was some indication that he may have had a fight kind of in a certain area because there was he was found bleeding or something in an area of the boat. And so there's some indication that there was a scuffle, and then someone maybe tried to cover up the murder at that point. And at the very end of this episode, the boat goes through an issue with the reactor, and basically almost sinks.
Is that the first episode? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. Okay.
I think so, yeah.
And at what point does the wormhole come up? That must be the second episode where they travel back through time. You remember that?
Right, yeah. So basically, this is a remake of Time Under Fire, starring Bryan Cranston. Yeah.
That's not where I thought the series was going.
Yeah, that's why it's twists and turns, baby, all over the place.
Seemed kind of obvious to me.
Yeah. As soon as you start to piece it, when they pick up that flash drive, Brom, and it's just Bryan Cranston talking on it, you're like, oh my God. How did they get funding for this?
That's a little taste. It is a very much like one of those mystery miniseries type things going in. Short and sweet, 6 episodes. So
hour a piece, a little less on some of them, but yeah.
So concise.
I'm a big fan of like the mini series or the limited run series, just because they're cutting it. I don't know. Like think about some. I know we've talked about the show Chernobyl, incredible.
Mayor of Easttown was just a recent one this last year that I really, really liked.
Mayor of Easttown?
Mayor of Easttown, M-A-R-E, Mayor of Easttown.
Was that any good? Did you watch it?
I loved it. And Kate Winslet. It's really, really good.
Huh.
But it's another one where like, talk about people clamoring for saying, oh, is there going to be a second season of Mayor of Easttown? And it's like, is that going to really? It clearly wasn't in the plan. Is it necessary? Who knows? This seems like similarly like a self-contained story. Does there need to be another Vigil? Probably not.
Yeah, I know. Some people online were saying that, I would love to see what the crew does next. But I'm like, I don't think you need to. I don't know.
It's not that type of
No,
series.
and especially once you watch the whole thing and you see it all, it's like, okay, I don't know where we could really go from here. But, a couple I've really liked of Chernobyl. You guys ever watch like Maniac on Netflix with Jonah Hill and Emma Stone? Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah. Generation
Chernobyl is the best. I don't know, probably show I've ever seen.
Chernobyl's incredible. Yeah. This is I'm a big fan of the limited series just because I think a lot of other TV series maybe dragging on too long.
Yeah.
I really think of the show Lost that I used to love, and then I was like, what the hell's going on?
That's not
Walking Dead, horrible offender of that.
Yeah. I think there's a bunch. I mean, I just, over the New Year's, me and my wife binged the first season of Homeland, which we'd never seen. And then we were shocked to find that there was 8 seasons of Homeland. We're like, what? 8 seasons? Oh my God. What were
is that
they
the
thinking?
Carrie Russell one, or is that the Americans?
I think that's the
same. Yeah. Carrie Russell is the Americans.
Yeah, I always get those two mixed up.
But this is Vigil.
Right. Vigil. All right. Before we get into reviews, should I do... Zach is not here, by the way, if anybody hadn't noticed. It'd be wild if he just like...
Yeah, he's just super quiet somewhere.
Yeah, like what's going on? We haven't heard the soundboard yet. Do you want Love It or Hate It before we do reviews? You want to do those afterwards?
I did want to just quickly... Later. I did want to ask one thing real quick. I know, Brom, obviously we just summed up the first episode, which is the only episode you watched. Was there anything from this episode that wasn't really mentioned that you were like, oh, let's key in on that? Or did we kind of cover everything you wanted to cover?
No, I think you got it.
And then Kyle,
I'm glad you fleshed out what I was missing there with the girlfriend of Burke. I didn't realize she was a counter protester protester rather of the war. I didn't piece together. I thought that girl was just an arbitrary girl on the road.
No, I like the idea of her being a counter protester.
That fleshes that out a little bit. Not a counter protester.
Protesting the protesters. Get them out of here.
Yes.
Just signs that say stop protest.
That adds a little bit more information to my watch. because I'm wondering what's going on there, obviously, because where that episode ends is that she reveals, there's no way he would be doing drugs, and then sure enough, he's got the flash drive, the video plays with him saying that all these different ways that you could kill somebody on a sub, that you could do these different things. So I don't know if there's kind of an anarchist element to him now, and that kind of is kind of reverberated then by the information that that girl is a protester of the Navy.
Now, do you guys think people would say that about you if you were found dead with drugs and somebody said, well, he died from a drug overdose? Or they'd be like, there's no way he was doing drugs.
People would say that about me.
They would say that there's no way he was doing drugs.
They'd say Jamie was probably doing the richest drug on earth. Love.
That's true.
The last legal drug.
Oh, by the way, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page just to mention for people who aren't interested in paying for Peacock Premium. It does say that it debuted for linear programming on USA Network, so you might be able to see these episodes on a weekly basis starting yesterday on USA.
If you pay for cable, though.
Yeah. If you have cable, you probably can see it on demand through USA Network or whatever.
If you have a VPN, I think you can watch it on BBC.
Now we're talking the shady stuff. VPN cast, welcome to it. Okay, what's your favorite VPN? All right.
Do the Zach.
No. We're going to do that after we do our reviews. We don't want to be totally tainted here, do we?
I'm doing second. Who's first?
Screw it, I'll go first. I watched the whole thing. So
should you go first then?
Probably not. You should probably go first. You only watched one. Okay. That way we get the progression of steps here.
Okay. I am big into the BBC mystery, murder mystery shows. Jamie kind of alluded to that this has kind of got that vibe, and it kind of plays out that way. It's got a unique spin on what we've encountered on the submarine so far, which is impressive to do through 149 episodes. To kind of have this play out the way it does, it feels unique from pretty much anything we've watched. There might be a couple that come a little close to it, but I did like that it was refreshing here. But yeah, I love Sherlock, Luther, Wallander, Broadchurch, Marcella. What's the one with?
Just start making them up now.
Glenberry,
Easttown,
Smadman. East
Jack of all trades.
House of Cats.
That one doesn't sound real.
No.
So no, this was right up my alley because those were all BBC shows that I rattled off, and a few made up by Jamie and I. But I was digging the vibe, and I would expect to probably watch more of this. I did finish the entire Das Boot series. Looking forward to season 3 of that. That show is awesome. We recapped in the past episode. Definitely check that one out. This is not going to come in quite as high for me. I think it lacks a little bit of the production quality and value. This comes across, a little bit lower budget. And I don't know if that's accurate or not, that it is or not, but it does come across as kind of a little bit more of a cookie cutter murder mystery so far, just kind of set on a sub. So nothing overly compelling, but the performances are fine. I do like why I gravitate so much towards the BBC side of things is I feel like the English accents help disguise some of the bad acting or wooden acting that might be taking place. When I watch something on like NBC or CBS, I just can't do it. I can't do a lot of the American television just because it's hard for me to suspend the disbelief there. So it's a lot easier for me to get wrapped up in a BBC show because the accent does a lot to conceal those mistakes. So and yeah, I found myself watching this, enjoying this, and wanting more. We're pretty generous with how we score TV shows. We do it on a 6 scale as opposed to the full 12, and do it just for more of an entertainment value. And I think I gave something like Last Resort like a 5.5 or a 5 or something like that. I gave Das Boot a 6 for what it's worth, the TV series. I don't want to come in too low on this. I think I'm going to come in pretty high on this as well, just from an enjoyment factor. I'm going to give it a 5, I think, as well.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm going to jump in, also a 5. I don't think it's a perfect show. I think it's a very good show and a very entertaining show. So if you're interested in seeing something that is one of those procedural things set in a submarine, I think the submarine setting is used very effectively. So that's a positive for sure. You know, you get a lot of aspects of it where she's cut off from the communication with the mainland because of the different aspects of patrol and parts of the plot take into account the fact that they can't surface, or you know, they are the nuclear deterrent for Great Britain. So like, you know, they have to deal with that even though she's investigating a murder. So you know, that kind of stuff is really nicely used and stuff like that. Otherwise, I think the biggest critique of it probably is that it's a little cookie cutter. If you took it out of the submarine setting, it probably wouldn't feel super unique because it kind of hits the same beats that you expect from something like this, a procedural mystery show on the BBC. If it wasn't for the submarine setting, it probably would seem very similar to a lot of the other ones that come out. So that's the only thing that I'd say is probably what ended up pushing it a little bit lower for me than something like Das Boot, which is a more original submarine show.
I guess the closest thing to it, Jamie, thinking about it, would probably be NCIS Sub Rosa.
Yeah, in some ways. Exactly. Yeah. It's like an extended, higher production budget version of that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say a score? Or you got more to say?
I agreed with the 5. Yeah.
Gave you the 5. All right, I'll step in here. The only guy who's finished the whole darn thing. I was hooked after the first episode. I thought production quality was there. This is better production quality than we've seen in some movies. Gosh darn it. We've seen some trash. And Bram, I do agree with you. I think it's really cool that they do have a way to kind of give us something that we haven't necessarily seen before. As you mentioned, 149 episodes in. We've seen a lot. Some of the movies that we even watch, like, they blend because it's like, as Jamie alluded to, have I seen that movie? Well, no, but okay, it's the same exact thing as this other movie. So yeah, I've kind of seen it already. And I feel like we didn't have that here. I mean, yeah, if you're into murder mystery type things, you probably have seen this. And I got to give a big shout out to our, you guys, our audience, our listeners, our fan base on Twitter and all that stuff. It's awesome. We got all kinds of comments rolling in about the show. Just because Bram literally asked the question, how is it? And then all of a sudden, Captain Andy Benford, friend of the show, who's been on before, great guy, he said, and there's a lot of people have said this too, that it's not realistic on the submarine itself. And you get that, and when they're walking around the sub, I think at some point they're like, oh, you know, we're going to climb down these ladders. And I'm like, did they just climb down 12 ladders? Like, what the hell's going on?
1,000 ladders, yeah.
Yeah, and so, I mean,
it's like something out of a Dolph Lundgren movie.
Yeah, but not quite. It's funny you bring that up because I did bring that up. I said, this is, for the production value, this is definitely the most roomy sub that we've had so far. But it's not quite Agent Red where they're fighting in a warehouse. They're like, we're in a submarine. We're like, okay, whatever. But so that aside, I really liked all the actors and actresses in it. Thought they did a great job. Story, there were all kinds of little curves and twists and all that. As I said before, I'm a big fan of the limited run series just because it keeps things short and sweet. And as someone with limited time trying to watch Cobra and that type of stuff, I need to not have a whole series to watch. Another thing that I really like about this show is that much in the way that I look at Hunt for Red October, I believe that this show is also what I would refer to as a gateway show, where it's going to get some other people who have never watched a sub thing before, maybe interested in watching a submarine movie or submarine show. And be like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. You know, why don't I go ahead and check this out? And then all of a sudden, wham, they're just in it. And then they're like 75 episodes or movies in, and they're like, well, maybe I should just watch them all now. And then they're like, huge fan of the show, and then they're writing us all the time. And then we have to like get a restraining order because they're showing up at our house and that kind of stuff. And it's just, you know, that's what we're hoping for, that type of stuff, that level of commitment. But really like the show. Really thought production value was super high for especially TV. I think of some movies, Moby Dick, 2012 or whatever that one was. Was that 2010? That one?
Yes.
I mean,
2010 Moby Dick.
This is like right on level with that production value, or Aftershock. Is that what that one was called? What was that one called, Jamie? You would know that one.
Sorry, which one?
Was it called Aftershock? Where they're like, Princeton.
What?
They just shout three words that make no sense together.
MIT.
MIT.
Yeah.
Something pussy.
Yeah.
Whatever that was.
Oh, man. That was great.
Yeah. So, no, this really liked it. Really liked the story. Wrapped up nicely. Lots of turns and twists. Did not like that I had to get Peacock
MIT
Premium.
PhD pussy. That's
That's
what
what
it
it
was.
was. Did not like the fact you had to get Peacock Premium, but that is no fault of the show. And I'm going to come in, I think I gave Das Boot a 6 or something. This isn't quite there. Again, I know it's not technically accurate, but it's a fun watch. It's one that I would even say my wife, I could probably get her to watch. So I'm going to give this like a 5.85. It's pretty high up there for me. It's fun.
Wow.
It's a fun watch.
Actually, yeah, I would agree with that. I think I could probably get my wife to watch this, which is saying something because she doesn't really watch too much. As I said, we watched a whole season of Homeland, but that was after going through a bunch of options of what we could watch,
Yeah.
and then landing on, I'd actually watch Homeland, which was not so
What's
different.
what's the
actually.
10-second synopsis of Homeland?
Homeland is basically Homeland Security. There's an analyst who has a bunch of psychological issues that she's hiding. At the same time, she knows a secret from a possible terrorist about an American POW returning home. And so it kind of sets up.
That is now.
Yeah, kind of sets up.
Okay.
Lead protagonist has blonde hair, right? Long blonde hair.
Yeah.
I know.
Claire Danes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys want it?
All right.
You guys want Zach's segment here?
I want a love it first.
You want to love it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go.
Yes. I love it. No. I hate it.
Okay, so this one is titled, I got these both from IMDb, both the love and the hate. This one is titled Good Stuff, from Odette-521-5628604, or 60, from October 4th.
Hey, yeah, don't slander the other guy.
Yeah,
6'4".
yeah. From October 4th, 2021. Says, thoroughly enjoyed this excellent miniseries. A very good watch, and I rated it a 10. Not sure I've actually rated 10 before. First things first. It's fiction, folks. So don't read anything into technical details of life on a sub. Lots of twists and turns without giving it any halfway through. Giving it away halfway through. Loved it. Very, very surprised at the slew of negative comments. Don't be put off. Watch it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep.
I could tell it was kind of trying to go for the near future. So I kind of gave it a pass on a lot of the stuff that it obviously wanted to pass on with the design of the sub and the crew and everything.
Yeah. And another, we'll get into that a little bit here. Mr. Marino, another friend of the show, guest on episode 15. Awesome guy. He also sent some info on the show that I can tell you about with the production. And then on to Love It, titled Sinking in Excrement, from Madam Warden, September 5th, 2021. Such utter trash. OMG. I may not be a
OMG, what's that?
Yeah, I don't know. You have to get on Urban Dictionary. Maybe you can help us out. I may not be a submariner, but even I can see that this story is beyond bad. So many ridiculous plot turns, awful dialogue, and amateur acting. I can't even begin to list the stupidity of the events that unfold in this steaming mess. Every 5 minutes, a sophisticated nuclear submarine crewed by a bunch of Sesame Street rejects lurches from one crisis to the next. Laughable if it didn't reflect so badly on the BBC drama department. If they switched the overly dramatic music to Keystone Cops music, we may realize that it's actually a slapstick comedy. Give this stinking pile of excrement a big miss. 1 out of 10. So,
Sinking in excrement?
Sinking in excrement. They were not a fan, to say the least.
They should get their own podcast, I guess.
Yeah, I know. It's quite nice what they wrote there.
He's got a good theme going. Excrement,
sinking
here and there. Could do it a scale of how far he sunk into the excrement. In terms
or
of
it
how
could
much
just be how movies with excrement sinking. It's got to be a decent amount.
Dumb and Dumber.
There you go. Already got one. One. All right. You got any trivia?
Dumb and Dumber.
When Harry Met Lloyd.
Everywhere. Bob Saget?
Yeah. Gonna watch that soon for badmovietwins.com.
That's the best scene in that movie by a mile.
I saw it in theaters. Back when I saw everything in theaters.
That's an unfortunate one to spend money on.
I remember
I think I had a
watching
gift
like
certificate.
5 minutes of that while I was in a motel in a small town just north of where you grew up, Brom, waiting for a wedding. And I was like, this is trash. I think I just went to the bar instead.
Were you asking if I had any trivia?
Yeah, if you got trivia, man, you got anything for us?
I do. Ultimately, I have one thing to kind of mention, which is the fact that there was some upset, some controversy, if you will, about the depiction of the trawler being sunk, because they even allude to it in the series itself. But back in 1990, there was a trawler, the FV Antares, which was sunk by a nuclear-powered submarine, HMS Trenchant, in the Firth of Clyde. So it was 1990. And so the families of the crew were upset, in particular, about the opening scene and how kind of vividly they showed the sinking of that, boat. Although the BBC denied that the event shown was inspired by anything, even though in the show itself they kind of mentioned the fact that there was a trawler incident that really impacted people or whatever.
Yeah, that opening scene though is extremely well done. I thought it was just like, wow. I mean, as soon as I saw that, I knew we were in for a heck of a show.
Excellent movie to revisit for our Crane movie series.
Ooh, think about trawlers and that type of stuff. That opens up a whole new genre of cranes.
That's true.
It's exciting.
And then for Phantom Zone,
hold
hit it.
That's all you got for trivia?
That's all I got. I mean, the other one I had was the funny thing where they said there was 4 people from Game of Thrones in this show, funny. When really there's 3.
Now I do have something here, and then we'll get into Phantom Zone in a second. But this again is from Twitter. Good friend, Mr. Marino. He sent us the deep sea dossier on Vigil. I don't know where he found this stuff. I couldn't find it, so we just got to take him at his word. This is about the set construction. So it said for the set of the show, there are 3 main set sections. There are 310. What does this mean? 310. The length in feet of all 3 sets combined is 310 feet. There are 80 crew members that worked on the set. It took 3.5 months to construct the set. 0.6 miles worth of pipe were used on set. 656 yards of aluminum strips were used. 164 feet of ladders and stairs were incorporated. And then 1 swimming pool worth of gray paint was used.
Wow.
So he found that. So kudos to him. Big shout out to all you guys. If you find anything like that, go ahead and send it our way. And then
we
won't even know if it's true, but we'll read it on air. That's how we do it.
We will. And so that's worked for me. I'll just take whatever you say as trivia, and I'll just use that as trivia.
I like it. All right. You got Phantom Zone?
I do.
Engage the Phantom.
Phantom's engaged, sir.
Got to go through my boy, Adam James. He plays the XO. And funny little fact here. So you have the list on Wikipedia of all his movies that he's been in. He hasn't been in a movie since 2018, maybe because of recent events, or maybe because he was busy making a TV show called Vigil. Either way, he was in 2 movies in 2018. They were Hunter Killer, dope, and then Johnny English Strikes Again, both of which feature submarines. We haven't watched Johnny English Strikes Again, but submarine in that one. Hunter Killer, he's Captain Forbes in the Hunter Killer one. And obviously, it's very easy to then get to Ed Harris because, I obviously did it before when we did Hunter Killer. So N, B, D. And it's kind of interesting because I don't know if you know this, but Adam James and Ed Harris are actually best friends. Yeah, they've been best friends actually since they were children, where they both were growing up in Germany. Before, obviously, Ed Harris had moved to the United States to start his vaudeville career. But with his brother. I'm not forgetting his brother's name off the top of my head, but I'm trying to bring all the lore back in to the Ed Harris biography at this point.
The Ed Harris universe.
Ned Betty Harris. There we go. Rest in peace. And Adam James, obviously, when Ed Harris left, Adam James swore that he would crush him in all his dreams, and what he did, because he so resented it. And so at the point when they were casting in Vigil, Ed Harris was way into the idea of being the XO. They were like, aren't you a little too old to be XO? And they said, and Ed Harris said, rewrite the part. But then Adam James swooped in, like usual, and said, no, I'm the XO. I'm the XO now. And they gave it to him instead. And Ed Harris now, continues to hold that grudge. And they go head to head against each other. They're actually the exact same age as well, to the day.
Interesting.
Little known fact.
To the minute, even?
Yep. To the minute. They're both 86 years old, I believe.
Wow.
He looks great. Adam James looks great.
I would love for an actor just like, hey, we got this part. You're too old for it. Rewrite it.
Yeah, rewrite
what?
it. Make some reason why the XO has to be 80 years old. I think I'm actually way overestimating. Let me look up Ed Harris real quick.
He's gotta be like.
He's not that old, right?
How old? He's gotta be in the late 60s, right?
Yeah, I would assume he's actually just in his 60s. He's 71. Wow.
Oh my goodness!
I'm not overestimating as much as that.
Oh my word!
And then you guys want to do a quick Jeopardy? I found a double Jeopardy round that I find pretty funny, just because some of it's the one question that is the reason why I chose the category is just so hard. I'm not sure how anyone could possibly ever get the answer.
All right.
So have fun with that one.
Like this.
So it's 200, 400, 600, 800, or 1,000. Brom, you gave the lower score, and so you get to go first. 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. It's a few good dogs is the category. A few good dogs.
Gosh.
I'm not feeling too strong. Let me just go 400.
400. This fictional dog is based on one named Spike that was Charles Schultz's childhood pet.
What is Snoopy?
Very good.
Wow.
Indeed. Charles Schultz, the author of Peanuts.
Wait,
All right,
did we hear
Kyle.
him Googling over there? What's going on?
He's not Googling.
Okay.
It's an obvious one. That was an easy answer. 200, 600, 800, or 1,000.
If that's obvious, you better give me 200. We're going to see what happens here.
8 generations of male collies have played this legendary film and TV female.
Lassie.
Very good.
There we
All
go.
right.
Okay.
Brom's up 400, 200. Brom, 600, 800, or 1,000.
800.
800. This German Shepherd star of films like Where the North Begins could scale walls. German Shepherd star of films like Where the North Begins could scale walls.
Oh.
German Shepherd star.
It's an obvious one. I can't think of it.
It's kind of all you need to know.
German Shepherd star. I don't know. I'm not
Kyle?
answering.
Well, we may have a listener who may know the answer, so I can't take credit for this. We have to give it to the fans if this is right. Is it Rin Tin Tin?
It is Rin Tin Tin. Guys, German Shepherd star, Rin Tin Tin.
All right,
All
that goes to the listeners out there.
Kyle, you got 600 or 1,000.
Give me 600.
All right, rescued from an animal shelter, this shaggy hero has starred in 4 movies, including Oh, Heavenly Dog. This shaggy hero has starred in 4 movies, including Oh, Heavenly Dog. Think of famous dog actors. We've already done Lassie. We've already done Rin Tin Tin. What is our last famous
There's all kinds of
dog
famous
star? No, I feel like if you did the top 3, I feel like you got like Lassie.
Yeah.
Then you got like Rin Tin Tin, and then you got.
It can't be Shaggy. It can't be Scooby Doo. Can't be Beethoven. Dude, I don't know.
Beethoven's pretty close. I think Beethoven's probably 4th or 5th. Let's be real, guess.
God, it's a real dog. I don't know,
Name
man.
of a dog. It's real. Shows up.
I'm gonna go Scooby Doo.
Rob, any idea of what we're talking about?
I was gonna guess Beethoven.
It is not Beethoven. It
Hold
is
on.
Benji.
Oh, Benji.
Benji.
Listeners
All right.
lose. They said Air Bud.
It's not Air Bud. Sorry.
Benji, dude. I forgot about Benji. My gosh.
All right. And the reason I chose this category and the impossible question that no one could possibly know the answer to. You buzz in if you know it. It's a $1,000 question. A 1961 Disney classic was based on the true story of this Skye Terrier's 14-year vigil at his master's grave. A 1961 Disney classic was based on the true story of this Skye Terrier's 14-year vigil at his master's grave.
Oh my gosh. What could this be?
You guys have no way of getting it. It is not real. You do not know it.
So
Don't
it's
even
not
think
even.
about it.
It can't even be like Balto. It's not that Call of the Wild. If that was remade.
Nope. It is not something you guys will
hang
know.
on a second. Somebody, I think it was my mom or someone, was just telling me about a movie they watched on TV, like a Hallmark movie, about a dog that visited its owner's. No, it went to the train station every day for like 5 years until it died, where its master left it at the train station, and it would walk into town every day to the train station, and would then return back to its home where its owner no longer resided. But it did that for 5 years, hoping its owner would return until it finally died.
Well, this one's name is Greyfriars Bobby. Greyfriars Bobby. A triple stumper. Greyfriars Bobby.
Is that the name of the movie?
No, let me look that up real quick. Greyfriars Bobby movie. It's oh no, it is. Yeah, so Greyfriars Bobby is the name of the film as well.
What the heck?
Based on a 1912 novel, Greyfriars Bobby.
So Brown,
A Skye Terrier named Bobby. Yeah.
listeners chimed in and said that movie you were just talking about was a Japanese Akita.
Oh, that's right.
And they even gave it a statue after that.
Wasn't
It was Japanese, yeah.
And was that not the movie with Richard Gere or something?
I don't know.
Dude, I don't know. There's been so many dog movies.
Yeah, too many.
Whoa, dude. But you can't say that, right? It's like a thing in a movie, right? You never kill the dog, or somebody does.
Can't
like
kill
a
a
bad
dog.
guy. You could never have the good guy walk out, be like, all right, see you, buddy. And then just continue on with the movie. That would not fly. That would not go well at all. Well, I think it's a push, isn't it? Do we both come?
Oh, never mind. That Richard Gere movie was a Hallmark Channel movie.
Wow. Okay.
Every day at 5 p.m., Hachi waits for his best friend.
Craziness.
He licks her hand and runs to the station. Oh boy.
That's sad.
Every
Richard Gere.
day.
I mean, it did go to. Oh, I see. Yeah, in the U.S., it didn't go to the theater. It debuted on Hallmark Channel, but it made $46 million worldwide.
Do they have a 4K release?
No, that's the thing. I was looking for both Tango and Cash and Cobra on 4K. Guys, it doesn't exist.
Not yet. But
It probably won't.
we just got to generate that buzz. Let's go. Okay. I have got... It's been a while, but I got some subs worldwide. It's subs worldwide. Okay, so for subs worldwide, I'm going to keep this one kind of short because I'm pretty sure we've already done this one. And then we've got some sub news coming up. So, HMS Vigil is a Vanguard class submarine. These were built between 1986 and 1998. The first one went into service in 1993. There are currently 4 of them active. They come in at 491 feet, 10 inches long, the beam of 42 feet. They have a nuclear power reactor that gives them 27,500 ship horsepower. They can travel along at 25 knots. For all you landlubbers, that's 29 miles an hour while they are submerged. Can hold a crew of 135 people. And originally, in the mid-2000s, Tony Blair wanted to spend $20 billion to replace the Vanguard class with something new. But to keep costs lower, they wanted to reduce the size of the fleet from 4 to 3. People said there's no way you can keep our nuclear deterrent to where it needs to be if we reduce the number. So I just said, all right. There's a new class of submarine that will come in to replace them eventually with a way sweeter name, the Dreadnought, which is scheduled to come online in 2028 at the earliest. And
Badass. I was thinking while watching this, I want to give this like giant looking sub like a name, because I don't think they had mentioned Vanguard class at the point in the movie, or the show rather, that I was watching, and I'm like, it should be like Juggernaut or Dreadnought.
Yeah, it's a sweet name. It really is. So it's pretty exciting. And with these new boats, they will be able to extend the Trident nuclear missile program into the 2060s, which is a long time from now. We're going to be very old. There are 4 subs in the class: the Vanguard, the Victorious, the Vengeance, and the Vigilant. So, that's subs worldwide. But now we got some news. I was hoping 2022 would bring us a lot of sub news. I hope it would bring us so much sub news that we couldn't even force it all down. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We've got 3 things that have happened with subs in 2022. And we're only in the 4th day. So this is very exciting. There might have even been something today. Who knows? But first and foremost, Russia wanted to start off the new year by testing its new hypersonic Zircon missiles from both frigates, as well as firing 2 of them from a submarine. Putin, to quote him directly, called this a big event in the country's life, adding it was a substantial step in increasing Russia's defense capabilities. I will post this article. It is from Reuters. Written December 31st, 2021, 4 a.m. So we'll get that one out to you guys. Another one that's very exciting is South Korea, according to Naval News, has begun construction on a second KSS-3 Batch 2 submarine. They began cutting steel for that. They did the first one. It started cutting steel on August 13th of 2021. So got another one in the works. And then probably the biggest, most exciting submarine news of the new year is that a wreckage from a World War II submarine has been found. An Italian submarine that was sunk with 48 people on board has been found. Ship sank in 1941. It was hit by torpedoes from the British sub HMS Torbay, and they've got it. It looks like sea creatures have decided to make this their home. Looks like a new coral reef. It was the Jantina, which was built in 1932, 200 feet long. cruised along at 14 knots and could only go 80 meters deep. So that is the world of sub news to start off the new year. Very exciting stuff.
I also saw that finally a Ecuadorian narco sub movie, which I believe we even discussed on this or talked about as part of news, finally got a release. I actually also saw that it may even have been the Ecuadorian Academy Award entry for a foreign film. Anyways, it's called Submersible.
Is that a documentary?
Submersible. It's not. No, it's a narrative film.
Ooh.
But I think that was just released. New
Very
movie.
exciting.
Something we could do.
Oh yeah, we will. We got to find
keep
our
this
hands
sub
on that.
moving, baby.
Let's go, dude. You ready?
Yeah, say keep this train moving, but that's
Not
season
yet.
2.
Not yet, dude. We're working on that. Okay. You ready?
Am I ready? I'm ready.
He's ready. Okay.
Tube 3 ready to fire, sir.
Commence the countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. So, Kyle told me we were going to be watching Vigil this week. And I'm like, oh, what's this? Like a documentary about candlelight vigils or something like that? And I'm like, that's weird. How are they going to tie in submarines in that? Is it going to be like in the background, like in a canal or river of like France during like some big candlelight vigil or something? Like, no, it's an actual show about a submarine called Vigil, but I'd already put in all this work. I figured, Kyle's going to be doing like candlelight vigils worldwide. I don't know, maybe like a recap of Mother Teresa's candlelight vigil or something like that.
You joke, but that was literally, I had laid the groundwork for vigils of 2021.
I don't joke. This is a true story. I thought that was what was happening. So I prepared, you hear this phrase all the time, do you still hold a candle for them? These different topics, these different things, things might fall from grace. You might grow out of things. You might grow apart and away from things, from people, from, role models, from people in media that you admire. A lot of things might require you, to ask the question, do you still hold a candle for X, Y, or Z? So tonight, I'm going to be asking one of you, do you still hold a candle for 15 different topics? We're going to rapid fire around.
Oh my!
And what I'm asking you right now is, which of you feels like you know the other one better? Which of you feels like you know your counterpart there? You're on the bowling team there. You bowl together every week. You've been doing it for what? Feels like a decade now.
It's better part of a decade.
It's tough because I know Kyle, but I also know he's like a Renaissance man. He's always surprising me. So that's tough. Whereas I'm very predictable, and obviously I like certain things like a lot. You know what I mean?
If you say like Sly Stallone, I'll just be like, hold a candle for that guy.
Kurt Russell.
So Kyle, you feel like you know Jamie a little better?
I don't know. This is
you got to beat on
test
him.
of friendship here, I guess. I mean, let's try it out. Let's see what happens here.
All right. What I want you to do is I want you to deafen yourself in Discord. I'm going to ask Jamie 15 things.
Okay.
If he holds a candle for them, and then when we bring you back on the show, Family Feud style, you have to tell me which you think he guessed if he holds a candle for these different topics.
You know what? I'm going to take my headphones off because I think if I do that, it's going to cut the audio from everything.
Okay, yeah, don't do that. I'll give you 2 thumbs up when you need to come back.
Yeah.
Okay,
do that.
All right, Jamie.
Yeah.
Here we go. Rapid fire round. Do you hold a candle for Baker Mayfield?
No.
M. Night Shyamalan movies?
No.
Dunkaroos?
No.
Welch's Fruit Snacks?
No.
Urban Meyer?
No.
Four Loko, the non-caffeinated version?
No.
Army Hammer?
No.
The Disney Channel?
No.
Lindsay Lohan?
No.
Oh, here's the spicy one. COVID-19 vaccines in quotation marks.
I don't know what that means.
You're going to say yes, Jamie. You hold a candle for COVID-19. You believe in COVID-19 vaccines.
Yes.
Non-championship bowl games. It's interesting this year. A lot of people are holding out to prepare for the NFL now. It's kind of tainting non-championship bowl games.
No, I don't care about non-championship bowl games. I never have.
Award shows.
Yes.
Game of Thrones.
No.
Bill Cosby.
No.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's bring Kyle back in.
So I want to change M. Night Shyamalan. I want to change that to yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Kyle. We got you back here, Family
Back.
Feud style. Just think of me as Steve Harvey.
Okay.
I asked your friend, Jamie, do you hold a candle for Baker Mayfield? What do you think he said?
All right, hold on.
Yes or no?
When you say hold a candle, you mean
Believes in. Does he still like? Does he still believe in? Does he still?
No, I do not.
He said no, you got it. M. Night Shyamalan movies. Does he hold a candle still for M. Night Shyamalan? You got it. Yes. Good job. Dunkaroos.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he said no.
I mean, I guess I haven't had them in years, Jamie. I'm sorry.
Welch's Fruit Snacks.
Yes, my kid has a lot of those, and those are pretty tasty. So.
Jamie does not hold a candle for those. Sorry.
No.
I'm not asking you if you hold a candle. What does Jamie hold a candle
Oh,
for?
are you serious? That's what's going on?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
I'm asking you, do you,
I thought you wanted me to. I thought you wanted me to.
This is my new game show. This is the pilot episode. We're going to see if we get picked up.
Okay. All right. I thought you wanted me to answer what he thought I was holding a candle.
I'd love to know your opinions on these. If you feel yes, but you want to say I feel yes, but I'm going to say Jamie no. Like I'd love to hear those extra insights.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Well then, yeah, that guy doesn't look like he's had candy in years. So
I have a crazy sweet tooth. I'm just not a sweet tooth for that kind of thing. Reese's all day long. I'm ready for us to get a Reese's sponsorship.
Dude, now all right. When you do Reese's, you got to do like when they come out with like the Christmas trees and the Easter eggs.
Everything.
Oh my God, those are so good. Anyways, all right, let's keep. Now that I fully understand, I'm sorry. So,
does Jamie hold a candle for Urban Meyer?
No.
All right, you got it. Four Loko, non-caffeinated.
Non-caffeinated?
Yeah, the new era of Four Loko.
No, that guy's old school.
Yeah, you're right. You got it. He said he loved old school.
Yeah, old school is where it's at. It's crazy that we lived through that, and some people didn't. That's sad.
Army Hammer.
Army Hammer? This is controversial. Yeah, I think he holds a candle for him.
He does not. He does not hold a candle for Army Hammer.
What did that guy say he did? Did he want to eat people or something?
Yeah, he's a cannibal. The Disney Channel.
No.
You got it. Lindsay Lohan.
No.
You got it. This one I put in just to torment Jamie. I knew I knew this was an obvious answer for Jamie. COVID-19 vaccines.
He holds the candle.
Yes, you got it. Non-championship bowl game.
As we all should.
Hey, I'm right there with you, buddy. I hold the candle. Non-championship bowl games?
Non-championship bowl games. Do you hold a candle for non-championship
I don't think he cares that much about college ball, to be honest. I'm going to say no.
You got it. You're doing pretty well here, especially since you've learned the rules. Yeah. You're 100%. Award shows.
Award shows?
Yes.
No.
Ooh, he went yes on that one.
Did he?
I
know you like the awards, but you like the show itself?
I like the Academy Awards. I like the idea of what the Academy Awards are trying to do to like stay relevant. I like those discussions about what they can do to stay relevant. I like all that stuff.
Okay. All right. I screwed up.
The meta of award shows. Yeah. Game of Thrones.
Now, he's recently been watching the last season, but I believe he holds a candle.
He's off the
He's
ship.
off the show. Wow.
I will finish it. I'm not someone who's necessarily going to hold a candle for it.
That's the correct answer. Bill Cosby.
No.
Good one.
It's the most definitive one I can answer.
And finally, baseball.
Baseball? Yeah, that guy holds a candle.
You got it. Wow.
Yeah, I feel like that's
dang good.
I gotta say, the baseball one is probably the one where you'd say, you know me the best. From like everything you did, like most of them, you can kind of guess random people, whatever. Oh, I got whatever. But like the fact that you were like, oh yeah, he likes baseball.
Yeah, well, and Bill Cosby,
You knew?
obviously.
Well, yeah. But yeah, like Brom, did you know I like baseball?
I would have wagered that you hold a candle for baseball.
True, because I'm a sports guy. I like sports.
Yeah, I'm sure you like the Red Sox.
Gotta love my socks.
Yeah, so pretty good. If you're out there, executives at ABC, CBS, NBC, TNT, TBS, Game Show Network, wherever you're at, hold a candle, hosted by Brom. If you enjoyed this, hit me up. I'll do it for free.
Whoa!
Free
There we
free
go.
contract.
Wow. Exciting stuff, dude.
There we go.
All right. What was my percentage if you negate those two that I had no idea what was actually going on?
Negate the four.
You have to
negate the four.
Yeah, where I didn't understand.
Then you
first
missed
four.
2 out of 11, so pretty good.
But
Not bad.
Not perfect.
No.
Can't believe you with game show or award show.
I think I probably would have. I think I would have aced yours. I would have been Dunkaroos. Hell yeah.
You're like, look at that guy. He's at Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroos for sure.
That guy probably dips him in frosting, not even just the stuff it comes with.
I tried to crowdsource some topics for this and messaged my buddy David Blow, who likes to use the phrase, I hold a candle for, and then we'll say something. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. What are some examples you could give me? And he gave me one.
Candles.
He gave me one answer, and it was Justin Fields. I'm like, anything else?
What?
Justin Fields.
Mac Jones. Mac Jones is bone zone.
Mac Jones. You don't need to hold a candle. Like Mac Jones his career is not in the twilight. He's looking pretty good, but Justin Fields is kind of on thin ice there. So that's kind of where this phrase would
What
come.
about candles? Brom, do you hold a candle for candles?
That's a good question. I would say I kind of went down to my brother's for Christmas, and he had candles strewn about. They were all electronic, but they had like this like electronic like wick that danced. It looked like a real candle, but you don't have any of like the fumes or anything like that that would get my allergies going.
The danger of the candle is what I actually like, you know?
You like the danger
It's the
and
possibility of it killing me.
congested with allergies and things like that.
Being able to lick
So I
your
would say
fingers
no, I
and
do
grab
not
the
hold a
wick?
candle for candles, but you know, alternative, you know, like pseudo candles, I could get on board with those.
Now, have you ever made your own candles? I had to do that.
I did, yeah, in grade school.
Oh, see, I had to do it very recently and pay a lot of money to do it as a
Bachelor party.
Yeah, bachelor party's huge for that, big time. I named one of my candles though after God, what was it? I gave because you have to like name them, so I think I named one like Distant Father, and then the other one was
Andel Parker.
No, the other one was
Instead of
after
Candace Parker?
something you said on this show. I named it Leather Daddy.
Oh.
Because it just smells like you're burning leather. Oh.
That was not a pleasant sounding smell.
You'd be shocked. I think that's it, man. Is that all we got?
That's it.
That's all we got.
That's all she wrote.
Turn
Bye,
this...
Twitch.
Yeah, see you guys. Turn it in. Thank you for listening to Submersion. Don't forget to subscribe for new episodes every Thursday. If you like what you heard, please leave us a rating wherever you listen. Want to interact with us? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We also love to get messages from all of you. If you have a suggestion, a comment, or just anything you'd like to share, please email us at macestudios@gmail.com.